Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Boost. So happy that you're joining us. Public service announcement a little bit ahead. We're going to be actually off for August. We're going to be coming up with some new strategies for next year. And so we're going to plan it. And so just let everybody know that we're going to be off for August. And then with God's help, we'll be back. So I'll miss you. We've been talking about this idea of differences, if you remember. Different people, left lane, right lane. Sometimes they're in a marriage together. I don't know if it's something that is close to home or not. Sometimes two people are married and one person lives in the left lane on a highway and one person lives in the right lane on a highway. And when person A is driving in the left lane, person B is like, "You're going too fast." And when person B is driving on the right lane, person A is like, "Can you keep on moving?" You know what I'm talking about? Somehow you figured it out. And how in life we seem to really like people like us. And that's really, it's nice and it's comfortable, but it's dangerous because it creates an echo chamber. Now, remember what we spoke about of neuroplasticity. Remember the idea that every time that you're around someone like you or you hear things, you reinforce neural connections. So if you're around people like you all the time, or if you incline to people like you, which is fine, right? You're allowed to be comfortable. You're allowed to have friends. You want your friends to be like, "There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just presenting the perils of surrounding yourself with you." That becomes your world. And that the way you act becomes the way one should act. I one time had a partner in a business. We had started something together. He was an incredible person. And we had such a good time. It was amazing. And we got nothing done. And we didn't know why. We were trying to get stuff done. It wasn't like we had a good time because we were talking about, the Yankees, right? We were talking business. We were working on the thing we were doing. We were having meetings. We were drawing on boards. We were doing stuff. And we got so little done. It was unbelievable. And I didn't understand it. Here's a person who is, much greater than me in every measure in business. Years, experience, resources, whatever. And we were trying. I just didn't understand why we were getting so little done. And then one day it hit me that he was, again, more evolved, more advanced, more, older, whatever. He was the advanced version of me, so to speak. But we were like the same person in the business world. We thought very similar. We spoke very similar. And as a result, we never lived in any environment in this particular venture with anything else. And it dawned on me once, I'll never forget, when we were together once at a meeting. And I happened to really like to draw on the board and whatever. Think, whatever. And between the two of us, we had filled up an entire whiteboard. And the other guy who was in the room who was meeting with us was after 2 minutes, was out of the conversation. We met with him to talk about something, and we were just talked around him. And it dawned on me that we were finishing each other's sentences. It was awesome. And then we left the meeting, and nothing happened. And it hit me that I was having an amazing time. We were getting nothing done. But here's the key. I didn't know that at the time. It was in the reflection moment that I got it. But I would have never known that if I didn't reflect on it. Because when I'm around people like me, enough times, I think that's the way to be. Does that when you're around people like you, enough, that means your brain has got so much input, so much stimuli on this is how to act, this is what to think, this is how to think, this is how to respond. See, did you get it? You got it, right? I need someone who gets it. When you think like that and someone else thinks like you, whether it's in personality thinking, right? They just think like you, or whether it's in beliefs, or whether it's in politics, whatever it is. It's in your opinions, right? I remember one time, I'll never forget this. I must have been like in my early 20s. I was at a dinner, and I was just talking to a person that was a partner in the law firm that I was working in. So he was much more important than me. I was an associate. He was a partner. You understand how this worked for those who know that world. So we were sitting at a dinner, at like an event, like to benefit, whatever, like one of those like fundraising events. And he was giving his opinion on like something in the news, and he made like a line, like something about like judges all like follow the party line or something like that. I don't remember, something like that. And then another partner came over, right? And we're talking about there was some ruling in like I don't know, Supreme Court, and he says, yeah, judges always follow the party, and he goes, that's true, judges always follow the party line, the two of them. And then another person came over, and then a third, and before you know it, there was like a small little circle. And then an associate came over, and he was talking to me about the same Supreme Court ruling, and I said, judges always follow the party line. He's like, yeah, exactly. Now, I never knew that before, but there was an echo chamber around me that was spewing the same, maybe it's true, but it doesn't matter. After 5 minutes, everybody was basically saying some version of the exact same line of judges always follow the party line, which may not be true, which is probably not true most of the time. But in this particular case, the Supreme Court probably ruled in a way that was against the beliefs of this first partner, and so that's what he said by generalizing the judges. I don't think it was a Supreme Court justice, whatever it was, I don't remember. But that's the point. When I'm around you in my personality, when I'm around you in my belief systems, when I'm around people like me, the more I am around them, which is fine and wonderful and great, and environment matters, which we'll get to, which we've spoken about. Mimetic desires, no question. You got to be around people you respect and that you want to look up to, no question. There's a value there. But when you are around the people that are like you too much, only, and you do not expose yourself to people that are different than you, and be open to how they are. If you are married to someone that's different than you, and you are spending your marriage trying to get him or her to be more like you, you're missing it. If you've given birth to somebody that doesn't think like you, and you're trying to jam him or her into your way of thinking, you're missing it. If you surround yourself with people that just think like you, which is why many startups fail. One of the major reasons why startups fail, one is that they don't know how to manage money well. They get this massive check of money, and it's a $2 million investment, and they're like, $2 million. And that's supposed to last them for a very, very long time, and they're supposed to do something with that. And when that runs out, the next check is smaller, and the third check is gone. And the other reason is because they surround themselves with people like them. When you are around people like you and you're not exposed, and I don't mean exposed by around people that are going to make you worse. I mean exposed by people that may share your beliefs but see the world differently. And when you're with other people and you try to see their greatness for who they are and appreciate and even try to hear their opinion and ask, why do they think that? And I don't mean walk around and put yourself in scenarios where you're pulling away from your belief set. Just focus on the people that are in your life already and appreciate the differences. When you can do that, now you are filling in the missing pieces that allow you to be even more successful, even more articulate and wise. Okay, we'll talk about this. All right, everybody. Have an awesome day. With God's help, can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.
Living on a lifeline, the world doesn't ever seem to change. Looking for the sunshine, but you're caught up in the rain. It's like your eyes are wide open, but you cannot see. You're watching life pass you by like 1, 2, 3. Walking in destruction, the winds of life blur your vision. All the devastation forever feels like you're on the run. It's time. No one else can set you free. You're locked inside, and only you